tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. Right now.
What would it be for you, just among your friends, to change the degree of honesty? What if you're just honest all the time?
I'm 64 years old. I've been a psychotherapist in Washington, D.C. for 30 years. This is what I've learned. We all lie like hell. It wears us out. It's the major source of all human stress. Lying kills people.
That everybody lies. The only variable is about what.
I am losing my mind.
I am loving our life. I am in a really dark space.
I used to lie a lot. I still do. I mean, I think we all do. If I think about it, the lies that I tell most of the time, I would say, are the lies about when someone asks me how I am. I don't think them or me truly want to go through the whole story about why I'm not okay. But mostly, I'm pretty much good. Hello, Kitty, you want to join me today on this very serious conversation? So we all lie. We all have reasons why we lie. And yeah, that's what my conversation today is. I guess the wild part is that we don't even realize we're lying. A lot of the time, there's so many little things that we're so used to saying. But I think today, what I want to delve into is the reasons why we lie. So how did I come up with this topic? I was watching a guy who does movies, and then he uses philosophy and things to try and explain a certain thread of thought. And his thread of thought was in the story of our lives, in the way we create our lives. When we tell lies to each other, it creates some sort of psychological tension, and it makes the story more interesting because there's conflict when people lie, especially if two people are lying to each other, or the one is lying to the other, and then you as the viewer, if you're watching the movie, you know the lie, and then you know the other person doesn't know about the lie.
If you turn on any episode of the show Modern Family, there's a good chance the setup for the story revolves around one character not communicating something to another.
That's nice. I was down here reading the paper and I heard this commotion up in your room. And this mangy raccoon had busted through your screen.
And it kind of creates a sort of a tension about, hey, I wonder when this person's actually going to realize that this person's lying to them. He talks about a book that I actually I prefaced right at the beginning of this video. It's a book by Blanton. And I kind of like the surname Blanton because it almost reminds me of blatant. And honesty is blatant. Blatant honesty is awesome. And he says that lying is basically the root of human stress. And when I first read that, like, I thought, really? Like, maybe that's a bit of a stretch. But the more I sat and thought about it, the more it kind of made sense. So then I started thinking, why do we lie? It's so easy just to tell the truth. You don't have to remember what you lied about. You don't have to create a story behind the lie. I mean, if you're just being authentic and honest, you just go from moment to moment. There's no needing to remember things that you said to somebody or didn't say to somebody. It's much easier. I have lied in the past. And let me unpack why I've lied. I think I've lied because maybe an action of mine could hurt someone, and I didn't want to reveal the thing I did because I wanted to delay the pain that they would feel, even though in the end everyone finds out, and then the pain is even worse because then there's been a period of time when you've been lying to them, and then I mean that creates its own kind of chaos. Maybe another reason why I lie is because I often feel ashamed of my actions. I often feel ashamed of, if I did tell the truth, how that would come across. Would it be misunderstood? I wouldn't say that the lies I tell are for pretense, trying to be someone I'm not, because that's not a thing. I'm loud and proud about who I am. So a lot of my lies perhaps have been just leaving things out that maybe should have been said. Maybe it was information someone needed to know to make decisions. I think the ultimate message I want to get out to everyone here is that if you lie, it doesn't make you an evil or a bad person, unless you have malicious intent behind your lies. I'm not quite sure where I will insert this part of the video, but Brad says something about if you stole your parents' car when you were like 17 to head out somewhere in the middle of the night, and you've never told them that, and then when you're 40 years old, you say, hey, you remember that night when you didn't know where your car went? It was me.
If you never have told your mother and father that you stole the car at 1 a.m. to visit your boyfriend when you were 16, go tell them and face the consequences, even if you're 40.
There's something cathartic about even 20, 30 years later telling somebody the truth. Because in some ways they've probably been wondering about that for years, and it's just in the back of their mind. So you're releasing them from that little idea or that little irk in the back of their brain that pops up every now and again throughout those years going, I wonder who took that car. Or maybe they know it was you and they're kind of waiting for you to be honest. And the more they wait for you to be honest, the more irritated they become with you. And then when you're honest, they're like, okay, why did it take so long? I mean, I forgave you the minute it happened, you know. Again, Brad says that we don't lie because we're evil or we're villains of our own story or of other people's stories. We lie because we're scared. We lie because we're ashamed. We lie because we want to look good and we want to fit in. And we lie because we want to protect ourselves from rejection. We want to protect ourselves from the possible repercussions of the thing we did. So we kind of lie to ourselves by saying, just if I don't tell that person that thing, then I don't have to face right now what their reaction will be. We lie because we don't want to face maybe an uncomfortable truth to ourselves. So at the beginning I said, how many times has someone come up to you and said, how you doing? And you go, I'm fine, and you're not. So think about those lies. Don't we do it every day? Don't we do it with multiple people? Are those real lies? I mean, you can't completely be 100% authentic. It would be exhausting to anyone in your life if you always told them exactly how you're feeling. So this is how the conversation would go. This is how a normal conversation goes. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm good. Everything's good. And then you walk off. It's cool. Now, imagine every person you walked into and you said, hey, how you doing? Well, not so good. Wouldn't you roll your eyes because you would know what was coming? You would go, okay, here it comes. And wouldn't you think, every time I see that person, they're always like, no, it's actually not that good. I'm having a shitty day. So-and-so parked me in. This test paper I have to mark now is like consuming all my time and I actually just want to sleep today. Imagine having that conversation. So that type of honesty, we kind of, when we're not honest with people, when they ask us how we are, we're saving them. We're saving them from a very exhausting truth that they probably don't care about in the first place, because it's kind of just manners to say, hey, how you doing? We don't really want to know the answer, do we? Not all the time. Another lie. How many times have has there been times when someone has asked you to do something and you really don't feel like doing it? And then, would you mind? Would you mind if you just did this? And you're like, no, sure, I wouldn't mind. But you're like, imagine you told the truth in that situation. So someone say, hey, would you mind, taking my class for an hour? I need to go and do something. And you go, oh, sure, no problem. Meanwhile, you've got so much work in that admin that you really needed to do, or in that time and place. So let's imagine you said, no, I won't help you out. And the person's not going to ask you why, or the person's then going to ignore you and be all angry with you because you refuse to help them out. So we lie and we say, sure, this is the 7th time you've asked me in the last 2 months, but hey, it's too complicated to say no. I guess in some ways, the lies we tell, we've been telling for so long, we almost believe them. Maybe you've told yourself the lie that you are not creative and there's nothing you can do to be more creative. And so you've told that, well, maybe you didn't tell yourself that. Maybe someone when you were younger told you, no, you're never going to amount to anything. You're not a creative soul. You're not anything special in this world. And therefore, just fit in. And that lie you've been carrying with yourself and you've been telling yourself because when you were young, you believed everything everyone said. And so for your whole life, you've believed that you aren't ever going to make a difference in the world or become anything vaguely useful. And telling that lie to yourself makes your life more comfortable because you can just be average. And being average is easy. So some lies make life easier. But not when you're on your deathbed one day and you're going, why didn't I do more to be awesome in this world? From young, you start building up this story of who you are, how you must act to fit in. You start playing the role that you're expected to play. I think we need to realize that lies stop you from proper, deep, authentic connection. You can't truly connect with anybody if you aren't revealing your true self. That person is just then seeing the mask, and it's very difficult to connect intimately with someone who is still wearing their theatre clothes and prancing across the stage and acting the part that they're supposed to play. To be intimate and connected with someone needs raw truth. It needs your authenticity. It needs your presence. And it's exhausting to tell lies about yourself to someone who sees you day in and day out. So often then you'll just break the connection with someone because you're like, oh, it's just so tiring, telling them what they want to hear and letting them see what they want to see. Whereas if you just brought your true self to your connection with somebody, it would feel peaceful when you're with them. It would feel like an oasis in the desert of chaos of life when you're with them, because you can just like, I'm just going to take off this cloak, this invisibility cloak that I wear around everybody else, so that no one can see me. But you are special and I want you to see me. I'm going to insert a little video now.
The stress that kills or cripples most of the population comes from people being too hard on themselves when they don't live up to their own imaginings about how other people think they should behave. We don't know who we are, and we try to guess who we ought to be in order to do the right thing and be happy. We get lost in the process and beat the hell out of ourselves before we even know we're hurt.
If you are someone who tells the truth honestly, then I would like to acknowledge you now and say you are a very courageous person. It takes courage. It takes an immense amount of courage to be real, to bring your authentic self to every situation. I think in many respects, I bring myself to every situation, and it disarms people, some, and others, it makes them sort of put up a barrier because they don't know how to take it. Honesty is so rare in society that when somebody comes across as real and authentic over and over again, it's quite astonishing to people. And yet, for myself, certainly moving forward, I've really embraced my authenticity and my honesty, and it's easy. It's so much easier to just say when someone asks me for help and I don't really want to give it to them. It's much easier to politely say, I don't have that much time today, but let me know next time and I'm sure I'll be able to help. Just not today. If I do it that way, then I won't have this voice in my head during the day when I've said yes to something that I don't want to do, going, why am I doing this? I hate doing this. Why did I say yes? Instead, I spoke my honest truth, and they walk away and they find somebody else to do the thing they wanted someone to do, and I'm left in peace, and I'm left feeling a certain respect towards myself for standing up and saying, look, my truth is I don't have time right now, and I'm sure in the future I will have the time and I will help you out, just not today. I love that. That's a special place I feel like I've grown into. People will respect truth as well. You don't want to be a walkover or a people pleaser. I'm not saying you can't be kind and respectful. I'm still very kind and respectful, and I help where I can. But I have my boundaries now. And I think telling the truth helps me create the boundaries that I really need other people to respect. The problem is with most people, the reason why they don't tell the truth is because it makes you vulnerable. It makes you open to someone else's reaction about your truth, someone else's judgment. Maybe somebody else shaming you for your truth. Maybe you're a woman and you like other women. Maybe you're a man and you like other men. telling that truth to everyone opens you up to so much criticism and judgment. So sometimes it's easier to not tell the truth about something that is so fundamentally important to you. And the longer you spend not telling your truth, the more it eats you up inside. But it is so hard to really show who you truly are to everybody. Like I said before, that takes a lot of courage. In the next little video clip, I'm going to show you that for better or for worse, the truth is always cathartic.
You've been maintaining an image in the eyes of others to sell yourself to them in a certain way. Now you have to untell those lies. You begin here the practice of admitting how you feel when you feel it, speaking your secret judgments to others out loud, and constantly revealing your own petty and condescending ways.
How about telling the truth like this? I'm scared. I don't know what I'm doing. I made a mistake. I lied to you. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of you and what you have. You've made me angry. You've crossed the line. I love you. You hurt me. These are truths that we so often feel but we can't say. But how powerful is it when you can just walk into a room with someone you care about or anywhere and say, here's my truth. Take it or leave it. You know that scene, I know this is so corny, but you know that scene on the Titanic where, I don't know, those two lovebirds are, and she's standing on the front of the ship. You all know the scene, right? And Leonardo DiCaprio, I don't know why, he comes into a lot of my chats that I'm doing lately. He's been in some amazing movies. And he's like, I'm king of the world! I'm the king of the world! So that's how you're going to feel when you tell the truth. You will feel so powerful. It is such a powerful thing to do, to say, here I am. Proudly me. The reason why we struggle to tell the truth is possibly because from childhood, we've been taught to lie. We've been taught to don't say too much. Children are to be seen and not heard. Behave yourself. Be good. Don't talk back to me. Don't rock the boat. So from childhood, we've already been sabotaged in so many ways into learning that the truth is such a wonderful thing. You're never going to be the master. You're never going to be truthful all the time. You're going to have times when you are extremely truthful and real, when you know what you want and who you are. And then you are going to have times where you slide back into a place where you're feeling weaker, you're feeling more vulnerable, and so you start telling lies again. I think don't shame yourself for that. Just understand why you're doing it. And as often as possible, try and think of the repercussions of your lies. The things you are not saying to someone, how is that affecting their future or their day-to-day life? Perhaps put yourself in their shoes and think about how it would feel if you didn't know that information. Would you want to know that information? And if so, then perhaps give that person the information, because you'd expect the same from them if you were in their shoes. Look, there's a freedom. There's a freedom in telling the truth. How can there not be? The truth is the truth to you. It's such a... Truth is so subjective and yet so subtle too. Because what's true or truthful, or let's put it this way, the type of truth you expect from somebody else might not be the same as what they expect of you. Like I said before, when I don't want to know your whole life story if I ask you how you are. Yet another person, maybe a psychologist, which you go and speak to, will absolutely need you to say, when they say, so how has your week been? They are definitely not going to need you and want you to say, no, it was great. Everything was great. They are not going to want to know that. They want to know, tell me the truth. Tell me the truth right now so that I can help you. People can't help you if you don't tell the truth. That's another thing. Do you want to be helped or don't you? Do you want people cheering you on the sidelines, or do you prefer to live in solitude and in a web of your own lies. So the advice here from Brad, no nonsense Brad, is that don't expect yourself to tell the truth all the time, because there's no way. I mean, I'm pretty sure the holiest of holiest still tell lies in some shape or form. But I think just notice them. Just be more aware of what you say to people. Do you stand by what you say to people? And start noticing the story that you've crafted around your life. Does it make sense to you today? Maybe a year or two ago, it worked and it was truthful, but is it still truthful for you today? Do you need to rewrite? Do you need to retell your story? Are there parts of your story that you can leave out when someone asks you who you are and tell me about your life? Dare to let others see the real, unpolished, vulnerable you. Because everyone in the world is starving to see authenticity. It's more needed now than ever. And I guess that's why I'm making videos like this. I've certainly pivoted on my channel a lot. I love the comedy. I'll keep that coming. It is a large part of my personality. And the reason why it's a large part of my personality is because I think life is funny. And you need to laugh and you need to just relax. Don't be so serious. At the same time, there's a different side of me that feels, I want you to see the side of me that's happy and funny and thinks life's ridiculous. But I need you to understand where that's coming from, because it's coming from very truthful, very much thoughtful, analytical view of the world. And it's nice to watch people making fun and being happy and funny. It's a relaxing way to end your day if you're watching a video on YouTube. But there's the other side of people where we come to YouTube because we just want to connect with people that are being authentic and sharing themselves authentically. So the videos where I'm sharing myself authentically are for the people who want to see the true me. And the videos that I share where it's all fun and games and funny, that's completely the truth. That is who I am. That's authentic me. But it's the me that sometimes just puts the heaviness of life on the back burner and just says, to hell with it, to hell with it. I'm just going to not be so serious about the most serious topics. We can't be serious all the time. Whoops. We can't be serious all the time. It's important to talk about serious topics, but it's important to have fun and to be happy and to embrace the small joys that there are in life. Telling the truth makes you vulnerable. Again, I said it opens you up to harm, to criticism, to shaming. But it's important. It's probably one of the most important things in life. Everybody likes someone who tells the truth. Even if they don't like the truth that you're telling them, they can respect it. In ending this video, I just want to have a look more at what Brad, what's your name, Brad? Brad, you can see I'm getting old because I'm having to look back when I'm looking at my notes. Brad Blanton, blatantly Blanton. Radical honesty. He talks about there are 3 levels of radical honesty. Let's see which level you are at. Let me know in the comments. So the first level is you lay out the facts. So you are communicating with people. You tell them as it is. I drove into the fence yesterday and there's a dent in the bumper. Right. So you've laid out the facts. You come clean. And this is not only the lies that are relevant now, but the lies that we should have revealed a long time ago. So level 1 is where you talk pragmatically and logically and you say, I stole the car that night. So level 1. Level 2 is now it's getting to not just the words, but now your emotions, how you are feeling emotionally. What you did that day really hurt my feelings. Or what you said to me really made me more self-aware and embrace who I am in a different way. So now we are speaking about a level of truth where you are revealing your emotions, your inner self to someone. So, video.
The process of demythologizing yourself has begun by bragging about all the things which, in your false modesty, pretending you didn't care about.
Level 3 you would probably do with a more intimate partner. But it's that level you come to where you actually admit to yourself and to others that the person you have been, that everyone has been seeing you as, is 100% bullshit.
You have to go through your vanity and the suffering associated with it. You have to acknowledge being a secret hero to yourself and confess the putrid vanity of all your usual phony self-denigration. You have to admit what a worm and a liar you are and go through the feelings that come up when you tell the truth about all this. If you've never truly embarrassed yourself by what you had to say about yourself, you don't know shit from shinola about transformation.
The person you're pretending to be, that stable, that happy, that contented, sensible person, is actually an irrational mess. An irrational mess of beliefs and feelings, almost like quicksand. So what I'm feeling, I guess this is the stage where you can say from day to day, look, remember yesterday when I told you like you've been so good to me and I'm really happy in this relationship? Well, today, no. Today my truth is different and today I'm not happy. And I feel we need to sit down and have a conversation. So now we're getting to not just the level of emotional intimacy where you're saying, I'm happy or I'm unhappy. You're getting to the level of being brutally honest that yesterday I was happy and I said I was happy and today things have changed and maybe tomorrow things will change again and I am a mess and I am an emotional roller coaster, but thank you so much for being here with me today. That sounds a bit like the end of a series. Because YouTubers certainly do not say, thank you for being here today. Signing out. But thank you for being here today. Thank you for listening. And as a typical YouTuber, I would love you to comment and like and subscribe because that, if I'm truly honest, is what I need from you and what I loathe the most asking for. So always remember, when you like and comment and subscribe, it's probably been the most humiliating thing that I've had to do that day. I'll end off probably with some video footage and more about this book. But until next time, I hope some of what I've said has helped. And if you feel that it's connected with something inside you, that makes me happy. So share it with someone who you think needs it. And remember, you're not alone.
The person capable of intimacy, that is, the person capable of telling the truth, still has roles to play, but is no longer trapped in them. The person is then in charge, rather than the role.
Telling the truth means to put yourself out there, to make yourself vulnerable, and open yourself to harm. It can even be destructive, but as we see in so many of our stories, for better or worse, the truth is always cathartic. It always breaks the mental chains that are keeping us trapped and in denial of what is true. One way or another, it always helps us to better understand each other. And this is a continued process of liberation, for what is true now may not be true forever.
Life goes on and the truth changes. This just happens to be the way things are. What was once true is often no longer true just a little while later. Yesterday's truth is today's bullshit. Even yesterday's liberating insight is today's jail of stale explanation.